What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today's video is on a controversial subject that I've seen recently a bunch of articles on, a bunch of videos on, and I kind of looked into it a little more. I wanted to see where the majority of the people stood on the subject of having transgender athletes playing in sports. For example, a transgender female who transitioned from a male to a female playing in female sports. So we're going to dive into that, get some different thoughts on that, and we'll see what you guys think. Before I jump into it, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you like my video, leave me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know I say it every video, but my favorite part of this channel, this community, making these videos is the comments, the back and forth, the different opinions, the motivating comments. You know, I get some great comments from you guys. I get some really nasty comments from certain people. But either way, I love the differing of opinions. I love it. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Biological male who broke woman's skull named bravest athlete in history. All right, so this article I saw recently was about an MMA fighter named Fallon Fox, who was a male for most of her life, served in the U.S. Navy, I believe, transitioned into a female, and decided to fight MMA. And this is the story that Joe Rogan got so much heat for. I mean, they were calling him a transphobe and every name in the book because of this story, simply because he voiced his opinion on this. So clearly this is a subject that if you're not 100% in agreement with the way this is being done, if you're not 100% in agreement with Joe Biden signing an executive order for transgender females to be able to compete against females, I don't want to get the phrasing or the words or anything screwed up because I'm not really up to date on it all. So I'll do my best here. And this is not hateful. This is not demeaning. This is not to put anybody down. It's just to talk and to think and to get some ideas and to see what's going on in the world. So, however, if you are against Joe Biden's executive order that allows that in high school sports, whatever, then you're a transphobe if you don't completely agree with this whole narrative. So Joe Rogan caught some major heat for this.
But have you been mobbed before? You have.
Oh, yeah.
What's been the worst?
Oh, one of the big ones was about a trans fighter.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was a hilarious one.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you guys can kiss my fucking ass. You're out of your mind. You guys are out of your mind if you think that a man who has been a man for 30 years and has taken female hormones for 2 is the same. Mm-hmm. You put Brock Lesnar, chop his dick off and put him in a dress. That guy's going to maul through the women's heavyweight division like nothing you've ever seen in your life.
So Joe Rogan caught a lot of heat for that. And listen, before that, after the video cuts off, he says, you know, it's just because men are built different and it's just a fact. And anyone who argues that is crazy. And so, like I say, he got a lot of blowback for that. So, and what he was talking about was this MMA fighter, Fallon Fox. So let's read this here. Fallon Fox, MMA fighter Fallon Fox, who twice broke an opponent's skull to win a match, has been called the bravest athlete in history. And this is one of the articles I saw recently, and I was like, wait, what? The bravest athlete in history. Not like... Sorry, I gotta be careful here. I gotta be careful. We all know the censorship that's going on. So, like the bravest athlete, like Jackie Robinson, like that guy took on so much heat for being one of the first, not the first, but one of the first black athletes in Major League Baseball. So, all right, let's just read. I'm trying here. All right, so the bravest athlete in history. Fox, a male to female transgender athlete, destroyed Erica Newsom in a Coral Gables, Florida MMA fight during which she secured a grip on Newsom's head with her hands gripping the back of Newsom's skull. She delivered a massive knee, bringing her leg up while pulling her opponent's head down. The blow landed on Newsom's chin and dropped her unconscious, face first on the mat. That was Newsom's last pro fight. So she ended Erica Newsom's fighting career. Sounds fair, right? Then there's a tweet here. It says, LGBTQ publication names former U.S. Navy specialist Fallon Fox, who then identified as a woman and became an MMA women's fighter, during which time they fractured an opponent's skull, the bravest athlete in history. Okay, so I'm just going to read a little bit more of that story. I just wanted to throw a quick picture of Fallon Fox up there to let me know if you guys think you've seen any females in the MMA built like that. I mean, you got Ronda Rousey. Some of these women, you know, they're in shape, they're muscular, they're good, but all right, let's read the rest of the story. All right, so it goes on. Fox also beat Tamika Brents, giving her a concussion and breaking 7 orbital bones. But that's super brave, too, taking on unfair male-bodied advantage and using it to give a female-bodied opponent brain injuries. Vice defended Fox, saying, Fallon was born with a peen. No one's perfect. I throw away too much salad. She was raised as a dude. As I'm told, is traditional in Ohio for babies born with outwardly expressive genitalia. But the peen never did sit right with her, and since 2008, she has been a woman in mind, body, and soul. This is important. Tamika Brents, the one she gave a concussion and broke 7 orbital bones, was not told that Fox was trans before the fight. So these women that Fallon Fox was getting in there and just decimating them and ending their careers and breaking their skulls, they were not made aware before the fight yet that Fallon Fox, for most of her life, was a man, transitioned into a woman, was a man for most of her life. They weren't told. They weren't given the option. Do you want to do this fight or don't you? To me, that's extremely unfair. Whether it's unfair for trans women to be fighting women, that's the biggest unfair part of this is not telling them what the opponents. So, all right, so that's the whole Fallon Fox thing, and that popped up recently. I saw a story about it that popped up in my newsfeed or something saying that she was the bravest athlete in history, and I said, what the hell? Like I said, Jackie Robinson. I mean, there's a lot of athletes out there that I have, I'm not sure what makes that so brave. Dangerous comes to mind. Unfair comes to mind. But brave, I don't know how they came up with that. And here's another story that I saw recently, but this story's a few years old. I don't know why it popped up in my newsfeed recently either. It's very interesting. Let's check this out. Transgender woman Gabrielle Ludwig returns to college court. All right, so what we have here is transgender woman who used to be a man, just like Fallon Fox, went back to play women's college basketball. All right. So this story gets a little weirder than this. This person, Gabrielle Ludwig, goes back at 50 years old. 50 to play college hoops. I don't know. I have no idea if there's any age rules in college where a certain age you can't play. That seems a little out there, regardless of all the rest of it. A 50-year-old play, but whatever. All right, so, yeah, Mission College in California goes to Gabrielle Ludwig returns to college court at 50 years old. Now, I think the most important thing in this story is Gabrielle, like I said, 50 years old. That's strange for college sports, regardless, male or female. All right, okay, then it says, I'll just read one quick thing. There, near the door, sits the oldest, 50 years old, tallest, 6'6", 230 pounds, and most muscular person in the room. And they're talking about sitting in the locker room with the other girls. So in the locker room, there near the door, sits oldest, 50-year-old, tallest, 6'6", 230 pounds, and most muscular person in the room, Gabrielle Ludwig. And there you see the picture right there, towering over these other girls. Also, Look at the size of Gabrielle Ludwig's arms. Like, you put 2 or 3 of those girls' arms together and it doesn't equal hers. Look at her hands. I saw a picture of her holding the basketball. Her hands, I can't grip a basketball. I'm 6 foot, about 6'3", 6'3" and a half, 225, 230 pounds. I'm a pretty big guy. Gabrielle Ludwig is 6'6", so she, I'm trying to do this correctly. I really am. She's got 3 inches on me, has, 20 pounds? Wait, what did you say, 230? I don't know, whatever. Has pounds on me and has hands about twice the size of mine.
A 50-year-old junior college basketball player in California is making history, said to be the first person to play college basketball as both a man and a woman. Gabrielle Ludwig is 6'6", 220 pounds, and until 6 months ago, she was a man. Ludwig was a mid-season walk-on for the women's team at Mission College, and her height is proving to be a competitive hurdle for opposing teams. It's not been easy. She's faced some slurs for her gender change. 2 ESPN radio commentators were given a temporary suspension for referring to Ludwig as it. Ludwig offered to step down, but the team rallied behind her. Teammates say if she quits, they would quit too.
Okay, so you guys heard that, referring to oh, that's terrible. I don't agree with that, but
Noemi Bolivar's mother.
oh, those 2 commentators, you can't do idiots. You can't do that. I mean, whatever. You guys can't refer to her as it. That's so yeah, that's Gabrielle Ludwig, transgender basketball player. Look, I mean, look at this. Towers over all the girls, towers over the coach. All right. So what do the opponents think about this, okay? That's the thing, is we're hearing from these activists, we're hearing from these, woke politicians and SJWs, and can't speak out against it, or you're a phobe and you're an ist and ism and all this. What about the girls that are playing in these sports? So I read something about one of the girls that fought Fallon Fox, and she said she's 100% should not think that, that should be going on in women's combat sports at all. She said, she's cool. She's got no problem with it in anything else, but women's combat sports, she said there's no place in it for that. Now, what about this? What about her opponents? What do they think when, all of a sudden you got this woman, Gabrielle Ludwig, a transgender woman, coming in and, just decimating these teams and blocking all their shots. And normally when they go in and they'd score 30, 35 points, and the scouts would be looking at them, maybe WNBA scouts or whatever, or bigger colleges. But then you put this transgender woman on them and they can't get a shot off. Is that really fair? So PragerU did a great video, great video, about some female track athletes in Connecticut, where I guess this has been going on for a while. I guess there's a couple of transgender females in, I think it's high school, transgender females in high school that are running track, that are just blowing these young ladies away. They're in high school. So all right, so I'm just going to play a small clip of it. It's like a 5-minute long video, but I highly recommend it. And you'll see in the very beginning, in this track race, this hurdles, this transgender female just blows the doors off these other girls. They don't stand a fighting chance.
I've been training to be a championship sprinter since I was 8 years old. With the help of my parents, my coaches, and my teammates, I did it. By sophomore year of high school in 2018, I was one of the top 5 female high school sprinters in Connecticut. But then, one day, I wasn't. At the state championships that year, 2 people passed all of us girls, Literally. They finished first and second in our races, dominating the field. Were they more motivated? Did they train harder? I don't think so. But they did have an edge, a big one we couldn't match. They were biological boys who said they were transgender girls. Do you think that's fair? Males competing against females? Before you make up your mind, let me tell you a bit about what it took for me to become a top female sprinter. It meant training with my team every day after school for at least 2 hours, working to shave fractions of a second off of my time in the 100 and 200 meter dash. It meant not hanging out after school or going out with friends on the weekends. It meant getting up early every Saturday morning and competing all day at a meet. It meant not indulging in any of the things that might cost me my dream. And here's the thing about the 2 biological males that took the top 2 girls' medals in the state of Connecticut. Their times were not even good enough to qualify them to compete in the state championships on the boys' team. Let me say that again in case you missed it. Their times were not good enough to qualify them for the boys' state championships. But 2 years in a row, they won first and second place competing against the girls. All in all, these 2 biological males won 15 women's state championship titles. Some in the media have accused me of being a sore loser. They tell me to run harder. But the biological changes that males go through during puberty are so significant, they gain an insurmountable advantage in strength and in speed. That's why boys always competed against boys and girls against girls.
Okay, so if you want to check that out, it's PragerU on their YouTube channel, PragerU, and the video is called "Is This the End of Women's Sports?" I highly recommend you go check it out. It's not that long; it's only like 5 minutes long. I just didn't want to play the whole clip here. I just wanted you to get an idea of. So that's coming from the perspective of one of these people that have put their life into track and field. They get up every day and they work hard and they make it their life. These people have goals. It's like Michael Phelps, who won the all those gold medals in swimming. It became his life and it paid off. These girls, this became their life, and they put all their dedication, their hard work and effort into it, and it seems like it's all taken away just like that. So it's a good perspective from the other side, instead of hearing from all these activists and people that say if you speak out against it, that's hate speech and you're in trouble for hate speech and you're going to get canceled. You can't even have a regular conversation about this. And there's conversations to be had, especially when Joe Biden just signed an executive order saying this kind of thing's okay. I'd say there's more people than not that don't think that's okay at all. Anyway, I just wanted to throw this out there, guys. I didn't want to. I have some very, 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 very strong opinions about this. However, with YouTube now, with the censorship, with you having to walk on eggshells, I just kind of had to get this story out there, give you guys the, give you guys the facts on what's going on, throw some stories up, throw some videos up so you guys could see it, and kind of let you guys make your own decisions. My opinion is I don't think they should be able to compete in that sport. I think they should have a separate category or compete in their biological sport. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to go too deep into that whole thing, especially when you see girls like this in that PragerU video coming out just feeling completely, devastated and beaten and defeated after working so hard for something. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, leave me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. But we can't get too harsh on the comments, guys, because YouTube is deleting a lot of comments that people leave in my comment section. I can see the comment for a second, then all of a sudden it disappears. So if you leave a comment and it's gone, that's not me deleting it. They're gone before I can really do anything. So just let me know what you guys think. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to my channel. Got a lot of cool videos coming up. And unfortunately, like I said, with the censorship, we got to kind of hold back. But that's the way it is. Maybe switching over to alt text, the thing to do these days. I'm looking into it, but I'm just trying to get some traction here on YouTube first. All right, guys. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. The world's gone crazy. Stay safe out there. Peace.